just sitting here, and we got cloudy skies. I've got telescopes ready. Hello all. Well, it looks like we've got 3 people in here. We got clouds. Mm-hmm.
Let's call it here. I got the RASA ready to that sucks. But, yeah. Okay.
It's still cloudy.
We got the telescope on, we got the this is a RASA 8-inch f2 telescope.
Made especially
for visual screen. Can't put an accuracy in it. So it's LED. The plane goes in front of the telescope. This is the camera right here.
I'm ready to do some imaging.
Let's do it for
Let's see how long. Oh, maybe 40 minutes.
up all over the place. Okay. RASA 8-inch. I have to get rid of that so I can get both of it. So, CGX-L. That'll be something. That's for RASA.
Cheers, everybody. What is it, a Thursday night? No place to go? Don't you just love it when you buy something that's cloudy?
It doesn't look like there's anybody in here today. See if I can find NASA here. See it there.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. Yes, it is cloudy out there tonight. I've been away for about an hour now. 34 minutes. Don't you just love these iPods? Really? But I have to be able to hear everything, so I'm going to put headphones on. Well, it looks like we got 2 people in here, but
I'm not saying much tonight.
well, it's just me and Spuzz McKinney sitting here tonight. I'm hoping that what's up tomorrow, and the sun comes out, and I can do a little bit of yard work. Need to get out in the yard. The clock shows I've been live for about 50 minutes.
Cheers, everybody.
I just had the iPhone in there so you know that it's a live image over there. There's a live chat over there. Just say hi if you're in here.
Well, it says that we have poor people in viewing right now, so why don't you? You know, the telescope and everything's like 75 feet away when everything's set up. Now, I'm down here, nice and warm, controlling everything, just me. I can control the telescope from here, the camera settings. I'm interested in getting this RASA up and going and seeing what kind of images it gives me. What's nice about the camera that I have mounted on there right now, I don't need any wires. If I do video or take a shot, after I take a shot, it sends it to my iPad or to my computer and sends the image. So at least there's no wires, added wires. Let's start this over here.
This technology is getting really, just a few years ago, we had VHS, and before that, Betamax, if you remember those. I remember YouTube, when it first came out, the largest size image we could send up, if I remember right, was 320 by 280. And we had to send it in a flash FLV file. Now they're live streaming 4K. They have 8K. You can upload 8K, and if your computer can play back 8K, go for it. I just saw my first 8K for TV commercial on TV a couple nights ago, and the 85 inch is $14,000. I think the 65 inch or 75 inches is like $5,000. Big difference. Right now I have a Sony 65 inch 5K, and I love it. Well, I mean 4K TV. I don't like my earrings here, little AirPods here. They should make them flesh colored. We're going to get some flesh colored covers for you. Let me look on Amazon. I bet you somebody's come up with some. AirPods. Flush color. They got colors. I can get flush colored tape. I wonder if James got some upstairs. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see, let me do a Google search here. I got all colors there, but If they're out there, Amazon has them. They got, let's see, what color is this? Okay. I think they have flesh color. Yeah. They got gold, red. Come on. Okay, see what this one is. Yeah, that's kind of flesh color. Yeah. Beige. That's what I need to.
Let me look here. Not that I'm beige.
Let's try beige. Oh, this there. See how much?
I just put a little bit of tape right there, beige tape. Be right back.
Okay? Okay. Do you have any beige colored or flesh colored tape in your medical stuff? Hello? What? Huh? Where would that be? I'll just wait for the blue. Do you have any bandits up here? Do you have any bandits up here?
I don't see him. Did you say the top shelf? Wait a second, I can't hear you. Huh? Oh, is there a top shelf? Right here? Right here? Oh, right here. Oh, see. Well, I can't see you, man. I put the light on. Just, well. Oh, you mean in the medicine cabinet. I thought you meant in the medicine. Okay. I thought you meant somewhere else. Yeah, I found him. Alright. Oh, I forgot that I had a microphone on. Oh well. Let me try something here.
Well, it looks like the people have things to do tonight. Well, I got things to do too, but what that would look like. Let me try something here. Oh, I'm not crazy. We'll see how that looks.
Let's see. Let's try to come up with crazy ideas.
No, they still look like. They still look like iPods. These batteries are very strong. I accidentally brought up series. I tapped on my iPod. Oh, Justin.
Yeah. Got the telescope sitting over there all ready to go. Of course, you know,
telescopes, you buy a telescope, it's going to be cloudy.
we're still having snow here in Denver. We just had snow night before last for 2 days. So cheers. Yeah, I'm waiting for the clouds. That's the target for tonight. But more than likely, it's going to be a washout for tonight.
Weather report sketchy for the next week, but I'll be out. So I'm just sitting here.
In
in my little domain, my astronomy man cave.
I'm gonna try this. Hello, all.
Clouds. Clouds. Oh. Oh. Maybe. Oh. Wow. That's weird. Oh.
Wait a second here. Ah. My mic keeps on slipping. Maybe I should put a little tape on this. Cloudy. It is cloudy. A little bit of special effects. I wonder if I just turn this around. A little wireless microphone. Should have my suspenders. Let me get the snap on here. Come on, you can do it. It's not that hard. Yeah, that's a little better. Hello. Well, I hope it clears too. That would be nice. But we don't need clouds. Oh. This is a new RASA I just got the other day. It's an 8-inch and I also have an 11-inch. It's made especially for imaging the sky. You can't put an eyepiece in it and look through it, and the camera goes up front. You see the camera in the front there instead of the back like most telescope or lenses. It's a very fast system. It's an f2. Yeah, focal length I think is 600. And galaxies with it. Planets. It's not really a planet scope. I get planets with my other stuff. And of course, I can't really do the sun with it, but I have solar telescope and that we can see in hydrogen alpha with the sun, where you see the flares. But it's already past mid-May and it's still winter here. Isn't that something? Well, I tell you, technology is phenomenal right now. Maybe I should put this up here. See how that sounds. I guess you can still hear me? Yeah. But it's really better down here. I probably should just put a little bit of Band-Aid on it. That should hold it up a little better. Well, you can hear me opening up this Band-Aid thingamajig. Now it's gonna look like I have a cut. Not really. The background image was taken by Dylan O'Donnell, who lives in Australia. I believe he used the same scope right here to take that background image. Let's see here. Wait a second.
Oh, he just wants to.
Okay. Come on. Come on, Poopy. It's all right. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you anyway. Thank you for the candy bar. Okay. I'm going to be done in a few minutes anyway. Yeah, I think I ran out of battery. That's all right. I can do this real quick. Change out the battery. Usually I put a USB external battery on the camera, but when I'm like this, I just change the batteries out. I get about 3 hours on a battery. When I use a USB external battery, I get about 12. Okay, let's see if it fires right up here. Yeah. I don't know why lately it's all right. That was fast. Yeah, just stick the battery down here and just recharge it. Okay. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
What I'm seeing here is the
Hello there, Poopy. I'm talking to my doggy here. Hello, Poopy. Hey. Well, it looks like I think we're gonna call tonight. Hello, Keith. No, I got the 8-inch set up in here. The 11 inches out in the garage, where I keep all the scopes and everything. We've got this one ready to go, and I'm going to do the 8 first. This scope weighs, I believe, 27 pounds. The other one weighs almost 50. If you see on the top of the scope here, I made this little handle there so I can, let's see if I can, so I can grab the scope at the bottom, you know, have something at the top, so when I put it in the mount, I have some stability. I was just getting ready to close up shop, and then I just saw your post there. Yeah, I got the camera on there. What's nice about this camera, it's right here. Of course, these cameras go on the front end of the RASA. I don't have to have any wires or anything. I can control with my iPad over here, control the exposures and everything. And when it takes a photo, it sends it to the iPad and to my computer. So it's a nice little scope. Let me get rid of this so you can see. Oops. That transition. Now you can see the camera a little bit better there. That's a Sony AR7iii. I got another one sitting over here somewhere. Where is it? You know, I put the stuff down. I mean, it's not like these cameras are small. Huh. Maybe it's... Alright, where did I put that other camera? Let's see, where did I put that other camera? It's here. I'm getting old. I put stuff down, I can't remember where I put it. And something like that should just pop out. It's here. Wow. Oh yeah, I'm good for, everything's automated. I'm going to take steps. I mean, the telescope's all automated. It's 75 feet out in the backyard. Everything's sent over Wi-Fi. Both to control the telescope and the camera exposures and everything. show you just real quick here the program on my iPad. Let's see, let me hook up the iPad to the camera. Yeah, let's see, where is that sucker? That's right here. That's the app for the to control the camera, and I can change all the settings, as you can see. And then the app for, let me bring up the app for the telescope. I use Sky Safari. And this app here is used to control the telescope. You can just touch and it slews the telescope over. It's kind of neat. Find the moon, center of the moon. I bet you the moon is still underneath the. And of course, I got the field of view for the scope here. So that's that, you know. That's how all that works. Yeah, I made a roll-off a few years ago. I'd like to have a small dome just to put the telescope in it. I'd rather be in a big, you know, this room here is 12 feet by, 18 feet by 24 feet. It's pretty big. I got all the monitors and all the stuff for the live streaming. What I do for the scope, I have to be careful with these because I don't want to keep these out too much in the elements. If I know I'm going to do 5 days, I have what's called a shower tent for camper. It's a single person shower tent, and it covers the mount, telescope, and everything. And just use tent pegs to keep it down. And I kept a C11 in one for at least 2 years. Went through hailstorms, wind, snowstorms, rainstorms. Just go out there and it's very light and it lifts up over the telescope. And yeah, it's used for taking a shower or changing your clothes out when you're camping. Well, you know something? I bought only one telescope used. I bought one at an auction just because it was at an auction for a good cause. And I bought it at a telescope store. And after a while I found out that the clutch didn't really work on it. So when you put the clutch on to tighten down the drive, you could still put your hand up there and turn the telescope. So I don't know. I'd have to know you if I'm going to buy something from you. I've got 2 old C8s here, and I told the guy that I buy my stuff from, I said, I want to get rid of them. He says, well, why don't you put them in the auction for the club? I said, I just want to get rid of them, because that's not until November. I said, I just want to give the tubes. They're just tubes. He said, I'll never use them. Somebody that, number one, is going to use it. You know, sometimes they automatically say, we'll give it to a kid or something. I want to give it to somebody that's going to use it. All they have to do is buy a German, a small German equatorial mount, and they're all set. They've saved $2,000 right there. I wouldn't get $2,000 for these old C8s, but new C8s sell for $2,000. This 11-inch RASA is a still for $1,800. 20 years ago, it probably cost you $60,000, $100,000 just for this little thing. I used to have what was called a Smith camera. It's the same thing as a RASA. It's for film. That was way back in the day. And Smith cameras are, you're taking a photograph, so you better make it good. And to load the film in those scopes were kind of a pain in the butt, because they go up here by where the camera is. And instead of a secondary mirror, you have a film holder in there, and you have to curve the film around a sphere, just like with replacing the secondary, basically. Yeah, I built a roll-off, my first roll-off. I just built the platform. It was a 10 by 12. Cut a hole in the floor, and we poured concrete. And I just used a tripod in there. And I went over to Home Depot and bought a shed that would fit it. I guess a 10 by 12 or 8 by 12. Metal shed, and I just put the walls up, and then I went inside and framed it with 6 by 6s. And then the roof, I framed that with it was 2 by 2s or whatever, and I put wheels on the roof, and I made the railing the roll-off and everything. I bet you I spent $300 to build that thing. It went through hurricanes. I see these people, they build like a mini home for these telescopes. I want the telescope away from me. I want to be remote as much as I can be. That's the whole thing, isn't it? Is to be remote. And ever since I've been doing this video stuff, I've been doing it for 35 years. I was sitting in my roll-off, and I had red lights on and everything. I said, I'm doing video here. What do I care about my eyes? So I turned on my lamp over there, and I said, I'd rather be out in the white light. I don't want to be in red light or anything. And when you're imaging and stuff, you don't need to be in a red light situation anyway, even if you have a dome. That's for visual. Oh, old 10-inch Meade. So that must be a Newtonium 4.5. Well, you know what? Celestron has really stepped up with their quality. I also put their new motofocuser on here, and that thing is nice. You have 3 speeds for focusing, has digital readout on it, so you know. And, I'm hoping. You used a hand paddle. I'm hoping that they integrate it in their Sky Portal app, or Sky Safari is the same thing as their controlling app for the telescope. I hope both companies integrate the hand control focuser within the app. Now, that would be neat, instead of having to go out there. But and plus, I got the comforts of home here. Sometimes during meteor showers, when they're like 12 hours and I've done them for 3 hours, I'll put my thing up here that says, let's see what it is, right here, be right back. And I'll just either go upstairs and fall asleep in the armchair or take a little nap on the floor here. And when I'm in the imaging and everything, I still have it in my brain when I'm sleeping or taking a nap that you need to keep semi-awake. Yeah, that last week, the lunar eclipse, you know, I did get that meteor that hit the moon that night. And I got it up on the major news. And Astronomy magazine, who's one of my sponsors, they put it up on their website the next day, and they also streamed the lunar eclipse. They do they sponsor me when there's major astronomical events going on. I think the next one is the Perseid meteor shower, and then there's a transit of Mercury across the sun in November. And I've got a hydrogen alpha scope. I got that, was it Coronado from Meade? The 70mm double stack. That thing is sweet. I've only used it twice because of all the snow. What I want to do with the transit of Mercury is I think I'm going to do, I'll have put the C8 on, or the C11 on the German mount, and piggyback the solar scope on top of that. I want to have both white light and hydrogen alpha. You know how much I'm gonna guess how much the 14-inch for this RASA goes for. This is $1,800. I think the 11 is just over $3,000. Guess what the 14 is? I'll just play it here. And you can't buy them yet because they're only making them for universities and research observatories. And the 11-inch RASA is the same size as the C14 and it weighs almost the same. What do you think the 14 goes for? And for a university or research observatory, it's really cheap. $14,000. Isn't that something? And I was commenting to somebody a little bit earlier. I just saw my first 8K TV commercial for TV. 8K TV. The 85 inches, all around 12 or 15,000. But then when you drop down, I think the 65 or the 75 inch, they drop down to like $5,000. And I've already been dabbling with 8K. And YouTube has 8K uploads, and you can watch 8K videos on YouTube already. They just haven't gotten to the streaming part yet. One of the reasons I like to stream in 4K instead of 1080p is the graphics are crisper. The text, you can see the difference. Yeah, $1,000 an inch. Isn't that something? But I did a little splurging this year. I went ahead and got the RASA, the 2 RASA. I got the CGX-L German mount port. I got the Coronado hydrogen alpha scope. What else? I got a little 80mm f5.6 me refractor for $100. I mean, it was a steal. I'll use that as a guide scope later, once I get into all this stuff. Let's see, what else did I buy? I bought a C8 HD. And I already had one, same scope on a fork. I've got a C11 Edge HD, but it's on a fork. I'm getting away from forks. I did forks for 35 years. I'm finding that the German mounts, the drives are a lot better. And German, with the new fork-mounted scopes from Celestron, you can't defork the scope from the forks. So you have to lift up the scope, the fork arms, and the drive. And to lift that up on a German, on a wedge, it's not easy. So I'm getting away from fork-mounted scopes because German Equatorial, you got a tube, you got the drive, and you got the tripod. And the tripod for this mount is humongous, heavy duty. I mean, it's bigger than anything I've ever used. Yeah, there's Coronado. Say, look, I got the 70mm. What was the price? They just had a sell. They knocked, like my scope guy said, just wait and wait. They'll knock about $500 or $800 off the sucker. And he sent me a message, email, and said, time to buy. The 90 is $5,000. I'm sure the extra 20mm, really does help out, but the 70 double stack was a steal. And you have to learn how to really use it. You have to tune, you have to tune the hydrogen alpha filters. It's called tuning, and on the double stack there's 3 of them, 3 tunings. So, here comes my doggy. Here, my doggy. My doggy. I don't know if you saw him just... Okay, come on over here, Tucker. Yeah, come on over here. He's a 120-pound Swiss mountain dog. Sweetest dog that God ever created, as far as I'm concerned. You need to lay down now. He wants a snack. I need a snack. Lay down. I'll give you one more snacky. Come on, lay down, lay down. There you go. Oh, you're such a good puppy. Yeah, he's like 5 or 6 years. He's like 6 or 7 years old. Just lay down. Yeah, when I'm out there with the scope and everything, he's with me. Yeah, the solar scope. I had a friend years ago. He had a 7-inch. It was an astrophysics F-15, and all he did was solar. And he had a roll-off roof, and he had all that Daystar or whatever stuff. And some of those filters go for like 10. 20,000. He had the calcium, and you can also convert the Coronado into calcium. You have to, the diagonal is part of the hydrogen alpha filtering system too. So take the diagonal out and you put the calcium filter in there. Then you do something up at the front with the energy rejection filters or whatever. And you go calcium. Calcium to me, it doesn't. And you know why? I've got everything. I don't know if you saw my photos of all my telescopes and everything. I got motion sensors in there. I got motion sensors out in the backyard. Anybody walks when everything shuts down at night, or the motion sensors in the garage are always working. The minute those suckers go off, I get something over my iPad computer or whatever. Plus, I have a receiver up there that says I got it set for when people come into the store. It says "Welcome to our store" or whatever it says, very loud. So I know when Joan or Faith goes out to the garage, I can hear it, and I get up and I go out there. Who's out in the garage? Because I had a whole talk years ago, 1990, was it 1990? No, 2000, C14 and a C11 just ripped off. I broke into my apartment, it was all gone. Yeah, I've got cameras too. And the motion sensor things are really a must-have. And you set them up to where, you know, they don't get dogs, or the one for the front, it goes off when the mailman comes in there. I know the mailman's here. Yeah. Better to be safe than sorry. And when I lost all that stuff years ago, I was one of my pastimes was collecting CDs. This is back, when CDs were big, and you had gold CDs from Mobile Fidelity and Sony, and these I had close to 4,000 mint CDs, and a lot of them, I guess, I hate it when people call them collectible, because I see all this stuff. Apollo 11 50 anniversary collectible edition. The word collectible means nothing to me. They just stamped that on there. That's like saying this food is organic, and I keep on showing that arsenic is organic, and the seeds in apple, they produce arsenic. That's why a lot of people come up positive with arsenic. So, yeah, I probably got ripped off of close to $80,000 worth of stuff. And I was using the CDs because I had CDs that they only pressed a few of them, Like the Mobile Fidelity, the Wall was a hard CD to get in gold. Same thing with Woodstock and stuff like that. And I was at my age now, I was just gonna sell them off. And I still look online, I'd be getting premium prices for all those CDs. And I'm also thinking about going back to records. Going back to the analog days. And I've done my research for a good turntable and speakers. I just want that. I don't want a radio in it. I just want to. And there's a company that advertises on Facebook. And their stuff is made here in Massachusetts, but turntables, that stuff is they're not cheap. I think their flagship, and you can spend $10,000 on a turntable. Their flagship is around $600. Their cheap one is around $180. And they're belt driven. I'd rather have a belt driven instead of a direct drive. So I called up some of the record stores around here. I mean, new records that are coming, or new records of old records that they're repressing, they're like $35 a pop. And some of them go up to $80 a pop, depending on, buying something like Woodstock or something, or Dark Side of the Moon from Pink Floyd. I mean, that's like close to $40 for a new pressing. And even the old pressings are not cheap. Records have jumped up in price. I remember back when I was doing the CD thing, my buddy had a CD store, but he had tons of records too. You could buy records for like $1, $2. Now that same record's going for $20. I don't know if I want to go with it. I think roll-off works a lot better. I think everything cools down a little bit better. You don't feel like you're confined or anything. Now the roll-off that I made, went to Home Depot and I bought some insulation, this foam, real thick foam insulation, and I framed it. And I think they were like maybe, I don't know, 2.5 feet wide by the width of the roll-off. And I had those in conjunction with the roof. So I had those in there, and you could just take them all out. And when I would be observing, I just take out a plank or whatever, depending on what part of the sky I was looking at. The rest was covered. These tripods are so sturdy nowadays that, you know, I don't think I'm going to go with a pier. I was on Facebook's observatories and, you know, equipment and stuff like that. You know, it's just another Facebook group site, and you know, some of these roll-offs, like I said, they're gorgeous and everything. And they look a lot better, and I don't want to be in some kind of fiberglass thingamajig or whatever. So today I asked them in there, I said, you know, in my backyard I don't have any east sky. There are clouds. And then in my east I lose about 25 degrees of the horizon. And some of these guys have put their scopes up on stilts, you know, to combat. And I was telling Joan last night, you know, the property next door, there's not a tree on it. It's got a very small house on it. And it went up for foreclosure 3 years ago. I should have nabbed that. Now that I kicked myself. For me to do the you know, you're going to be spending tens of thousands of dollars. I'd rather buy just a piece of property. And that would have been right next door. I mean, we just extend our fences. Because here we can have 6-foot fences. Can't have it out front. Some people do, but here we can have 6 foot. I just extend my 6-foot fence. Because the house here is all paid off. And it looks like on the screen there, I'm looking at the MacBook Pro sitting over here, but this is where all the action is right here. I should be looking at you. And you know what? We don't need clouds. Yeah, permanent setup, yeah. But you know, this time here, this stuff here, I'm really enjoying it. Like I said, I was always fork mounted for like 35 years, you know. And I could tear down this scope in 15 minutes. I could set it up in 15, 20 minutes. I have an app on my iPhone. I should bring it up over here. I think my iPhone's telling me my battery's dying. Yeah, I'm gonna go into the low powered mode. I don't know what that is, but I just have that over there so people know that that's not a static image. I forgot what I was talking about. Clouds. I did do I tried to do unboxing of this RASA. Everything didn't work. I couldn't get the stream to work, and then when I got it to work, the audio, I couldn't get the audio to work, and I was doing this and that and the other, and when all else fails, you just shut down and reboot, and that's what I did at about 30 some odd minutes after I should have been live streaming. I did just a toot. The toots, I'm gonna have to get used to doing this stuff with the cameras and everything. Oh, they'll come out a little bit better. I did a toot on putting that live stream tutorial on how to put that motofocuser on the C8. Now, I bought one for this RASA and also the C8, and I need to get one for the 11-inch. And I was thinking I could just move it from one scope to the other. Well, you got to put a plate in there, and then you got to put a coupler in there to bring down the shaft on the focuser to meet, the size of the shafts of the scopes. And it would be nice if Celestron would just sell the little mounting bracket that goes on the scope for each scope. And then I said, the little bushing that you put in there for the different size shafts for the scopes, it's made of plastic. I was like, yeah, one of these days, it's one of those hard plastics. And the Allen bolts that you have to tighten down, you have to tighten them. They're really kind of hard to tighten down. I was just thinking that, if I went from one scope to the next, I'd eventually break that bushing. So it's just better off to have a motofocuser on each scope and not try to hop around and kill yourself. But I'm ready to observe. I could sit here in this chair and do armchair astronomy all day long. And I've been live streaming for 2 hours and 42 minutes now. Let's see, I gotta see what it is. So were you Canadian boy, I guess. How you doing? As Frankie Goes to Hollywood would say, welcome. Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. Remember that. Relax. Back in the day. I was playing Billy Idol the other day. I was trying to be a little rebel the other day. Oh yeah, I probably won't have, with all the stuff that I've bought over the last couple of months and haven't been able to use it, I'm probably good for about 8 months of clouds. I was telling Joan, she doesn't understand all this stuff. I said, I bought all this stuff and I'm not going to be able to use it. The bad thing about it is I know how to use it. when I get ready to buy something, I tell you, some things I do a lot of research, and this stuff I do research. I go on YouTube and I look at all the tutorials, and the ins and out. That's how I, how do I put this motofocuser on there? I got the directions from Celestron, but that means nothing. So I just went on YouTube, and one guy did a really good in-depth on A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3. This is how you do it. And I also used his tutorial when I did the tutorial the other day on how to put the focuser on the scope. But like I said, this little handle here I made, and it gives stability when I lift the sucker up into the saddle on the German equatorial mount. I should sell those. Put a little logo on there, sell them for $50. It just slides onto it's a Osmond-D coupler at the bottom. It just slides right on there. And I'm just going to have the tail rad on there. Now what I did with the tail rad is I don't like to tape stuff on my telescope or bungee cord. So what I did is, let's see if I can step over here and show you. I super glued a magnet here, a round magnet. There's another round magnet over here, and it's where the binder scope took the screw out, and there's a hole there for a screw. And I got a mark on here and a mark on the other magnet, and when I'm out there I just plop that on there, and once it seats in there, it don't go nowhere. I can't even get it in there right now. You get the idea. Yeah, I can't see what I'm doing, but it just clips right into there, and it stays when I clip it in there right, but it wants to be off-centered or something right now. And so that's how my dog is taking a little nap. Ooh. My ear pods are dying on me. That's how I can hear everything. Let me put this one in here. AirPods, what do we want to call them? Underneath the charges those little AirPods. I just keep this one here. Yeah, I'm gonna have this whole year is just gonna be clouds. I was telling somebody I just ought to set up a channel on YouTube, and all we do is look at clouds. I'm gonna shut down in a few minutes. We've been going for close to 3 hours. We've already had a million people come and go. Yeah, right. Sounds like a record's broken here. Oh, are you talking about this black hole thing that they finally took a photograph of? That's not in our Milky Way. That's in some other galaxy, I believe. I don't know. You know, it's just like, let's just put it this way. In the 1800s, everybody taught one way in science and astronomy. And then in the 1900s, we said they were all wrong. So 100 years from now, they're going to say that we were all wrong back in the 2000s. You know, I don't know if you can see my hat, but that's my unit patch. When I was in the Army, I was with the Persian unit. The Persian missile had the nukes. I worked with nukes in Germany. We had the nukes in Germany. The nukes ain't gonna get us. They're too dumb to know what button to push anyway. Yeah, the Earth will get swallowed up by that. Alright, now let's don't get into all this conspiracy stuff about aliens and Bigfoot. Well, I still want to know where the hell the Loch Ness Monster is. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to get this magazine called a Weekly Reader in grade school. Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. You know, they fed us all this conspiracy stuff when we were in school. If the aliens just don't come out and just say, screw you all, we're not coming, you know, you'd think they would, but do I think there's that? I don't know. I'm gonna be very honest with you. I don't know. And all this stuff that people see through their telescopes and their live streams and everything, a lot of it's just paper bags floating up in the upper atmosphere. There's one guy here on YouTube who has a C-14 and everything, and he's showing people all the UFO landing and launching off of the moon and structures of alien buildings. I just roll my eyes like, give me a break. They can't even, the Hubble can't even image anything on the moon. And you're going to tell me that you're showing all these people alien stuff on the moon and everything? Like I said, most of the stuff that flies by are bats, because bats fly at night. Some birds do, but a lot of birds don't. They go roost. And satellites, they're too small. When you see something speed across, they're just too small. I mean, you can just barely see the International Space Station when it travels across the moon. It's pretty small. And most of it's just somebody had a party in their balloons or whatever, a couple blocks away or a couple miles away. You'd be surprised at how much stuff gets sucked up into the upper atmospheres. I mean, I used to live down in New Mexico, and they'd have these dust devils down there, and you know, you just see trash and everything being sucked up into the upper atmosphere. You know. So that's just me. That's me. Yeah, when we get pulled into You and I'll be dead. We'll be dead, so I need to figure out how to get rid of either that, just use one iPod where it doesn't face the camera right. It kind of looks stupid. Have a piece of plastic sticking out of my ear, but it's better than headphones. You know, I got it. Here's my doggy again. Come here, Poopy. I gotta go over and get my dog a hug. He wants a hug. He's checking out. What's in here I can eat, huh? What do you want, huh? Come here. Come here, little Poopy. Let's see if I can swing the camera around. There he is. He's looking up at the scope right now. There, he's big. He's a big sucker. It's 120. It's 120 pounds of love. Now, I gotta remember when I leave this room and I go upstairs to do something. I'm still on. I got a wireless mic on. Especially if I go to the back. There you go. He wants to go now. Trust him more than I trust most people. He's a loyal dog. And I'm loyal to him. Oh, the microphones? Bluetooth. These aren't Bluetooth. These are made by Rode. These are Wi-Fi. Now the Apple Air iPods, or what do we call them? They're Bluetooth. Now I could use the microphone in here and just eliminate this, but I get about 200 feet on this. There's the microphone and everything. The receiver's sitting over here. It's about the same size. Just clip on it. I could put a lavalier microphone on it to have one of those little thing clips on here, but this works pretty good. Put it up on my shirt or suspenders. Got rid of using belts. I get put on suspenders and I can clip stuff on my suspenders, my phone, the microphone, my eyeglasses. Pacific Northwest. So you're up by the Yukon and all that. South Texas. Yeah, I'm in Denver here. It's made by Rode. R-O-D-E. $200. You don't have to pair them because they come paired already out of the box. It's Wi-Fi. Now for the telescope and the camera, as we all know, cameras that have Wi-Fi where you can control them or send the photos to your iPhone, the Wi-Fi is very weak. You may get 30 feet. So what I did is I I said, I did a little bit of research. This is for the telescope. This is for the camera. And these are Wi-Fi extenders. This extends the Wi-Fi for the telescope and for the camera up to 204 feet. And you just plug them right into a, this is just a, cell phone battery external, USB thing. You just plug it right into USB here and fires up, and $10 a piece. I got a Wi-Fi extender down here. It works good and everything. These are like $80. This one will extend the Wi-Fi up to at least 300 feet, maybe even further. But I wanted something mobile. That's AC, and this is, just powered through the battery pack there. I'm trying to cover all bases. I can also hook one of these battery packs to the camera. I can get 10 hours of battery, and I can also get a dummy battery and go AC. But with the RASAs, I want to have less wires coming out of the sucker, especially in the light path. So I'm just going to use batteries. I get about 3-4 hours on the battery, just having the camera idle and just pushing out video, or with a battery pack about 12. I'm going to try to get it, because I got wires all over the place. The only wire that I do, if I want to do high quality 4K out of the camera, video and everything, then I just, I can run up to 200 feet at just one cable. It's HDMI cable. Plugs right into the box here, and it comes out of the box, Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt's a lot better than USB 3. This one here is a high-end video card, if that's what you want to call it, because it does all the HDR and all that stuff. I've got these little 4K USB video cards. They're good. You're not gonna. Most people aren't gonna see the difference between that and the other card. That card uses very little bit of computer power. These, whenever you plug in anything into your computer USB, it just, not RAM, I'm not talking about RAM, I'm talking about CPU power and, video card power and everything. I got this computer has 64 gigabytes. It's got 64 gigs of RAM in it. Gigabytes of RAM in it. 24 megahertz DDR4. And this is a 5K Mac here. And you got 2 other 5K monitors. We got one of them hooked up to the MacBook Pro, and the other one hooked up to the iMac here. Oh, on the extenders, I get over 200 feet. These little extenders, about 200 feet. I get about 200 feet on the wireless mic, so you don't need to extend those. But like I said, the devices and stuff like that, the phones and cell phones, the Wi-Fi doesn't go that far. And I've got 1 gig up and 1 gig down internet for this. Upstairs we have Comcast. I think we've got, I give you 1.2 megabits up, and I got like a 50 down. On this 1 gig up and 1 gig down, I get about 90 megabytes up and 90 megabytes down. And this is just completely separate from the house. I tell you, when I need to find something, I do research, look at tutorials. I forget more than I know. That's what I tell people. I've forgotten more than I know, or at least you know. Now I can't even remember where I put something 10 minutes ago when I laid it down. I told John that the other day. I said, I don't get into I'm a disabled veteran. I don't get into medical stuff with people. But I told her, I said, I'm a little worried about my memory. I can remember what I did 20 years ago, but I can't remember where I put my lighter 5 minutes ago. My short-term memory is whacked for some reason. I don't do drugs, and I very rarely drink beer. And if I do drink beer, it's going to be Heineken. I got a bottle that's been sitting there for 6 months. Well, we bought a case or 12-pack the other day, a bottle of Heineken. You know, once a week we'll have a beer. I don't smoke pot. I don't do drugs. I'm just not into all that stuff. Back when I was 17, that was a different story. I need to have my wits. And now I'm preaching right now. Oh well. There's a lot going on out in the world. Joan keeps on telling me it doesn't affect her. And I said, well, yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really affect us. Because I tell you what, the government here in Colorado is real screwy. It's just screwy. That's all I'm going to say. And none of the stuff they do really, it affects a lot of people. But hey, my house is paid off. I'm retired. I get a good pension. It's all about me right now. You don't think I'm a jerk or a prima donna, but it's pretty much it, you know. Let the world screw themselves. Just let me know when they're coming. Yeah, I'll put up a good fight. Let's see, what are we doing here? We got 3 hours and 9 minutes now. I can stream 24/7. YouTube only archives the last 4 hours of a live stream. Sometimes, like in me shower, I just do the whole 12 hours, and I don't do it in parts, but I should really do it in parts so I can save the stuff. I'm getting tired. I have to call the VA and make an appointment at the hospital today. Sent me a letter and said, you need to give us a call. The VA's treated me pretty good. For my disabilities and everything, but you know, I went to a medication thing for a while. I know I spent over $500,000 in medication just for those treatments. It's phenomenal, isn't it? Well, I think not really. I don't have anything. You know what? I laid back during the winter and did nothing. And I kept on saying, I need to do this. I need to set this up. I need, you know, for when we have clear skies, I need to get ready to start thinking about yard work and getting which I did, my lawn equipment all up to par and everything and stuff like that. I just bartered around and I've caught up pretty much. But I had to do it real quick in the last month or whatever. It's stuff that I should have been doing in the last 3 or 4 months. Keep on saying, I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah, I could be kind of a procrastinator. That's one of my worst faults is procrastinating. I'll do it next week. And when I find out, you mean I should have done it 3 weeks ago? Or I'll say I need to buy this or do that or pay this. Oh, you mean I should have done it weeks ago? Now you want what? How much? The other thing is too is even with all this internet, pay your bills and everything, I still hang on until the last minute to send them their money. I get their bill like 2 or 3 weeks before I'm supposed to pay it, and I wait until the last minute. I even did it when we used to write checks. I'd wait until the last minute on the way to work. I'd just stop at UPS, spend the $1.25 and have it, FedExed over, I want to keep my money as long as I can. Oh yeah. Get that house paid off. This one's paid off. This one's been paid off for 10 years. All I have is electric, food. I don't drive anymore because of my disability. I was telling John I like to get me a little 68 volt VW Bug or something. I used to have a 67 GT Mustang. I was into the VWs when I was a teenager. I had racing VWs. I had made Baja VWs. I made Dude buggies and all that. I just like to have a little nice little Volkswagen. It only costs me to ride the bus, the light rail, let's see, whatever, $1.30 for the day. Can't beat that. Go anywhere in the town. And when I go somewhere, when I do go shopping a lot of times, I'll take a taxi back, and taxis here are cheap. I go food shopping and load up all the food. I can't bring that back on a bus or a light rail or a train or whatever. $8 to go home on in a taxi. To me, I would have spent that just pulling on my. If I had a car to drive up there and drive back. Most places around here in Denver, I can get around between $8 and $15. To me, that's cheap. I don't use them all the time, so I don't have to pay insurance. Oh, the other thing I was telling John, I said, how come we're paying house insurance? We're not using it. The only thing that, because we got some damage from some hail with the awnings and everything. So you didn't want to use it because the rates would go up. And I said, why are we spending this house insurance? We're not going to use it. The only thing is if the house burns down. Why not just save that money and put it in the bank? Then if you need it, it's there, number one. See, I'm preaching again. And the weirdos don't bother me. We have a light rail here. It's like a little train or whatever. It goes all over town too. Now the light rails, they don't let the weirdos mess with people on the light rail. Yeah, they got the light rail cops on it. They want to check and make sure you got your ticket. But they patrol it pretty good. Yeah, the weirdos don't. I fit right in this. You know what? It gets me is I get on the bus and I don't have a phone or an iPad in my face 24/7. In fact, I turn my phone off half the time. When it rings, I just let it go. It's not that I don't want to talk with it, you know. But I get on the bus and these people, you guys might be like this too, so don't let me think I'm coming down on you, but they got their heads up there about looking at these iPhones and everything. I'm sitting there looking at all the scenery. I got my phone in my pocket. Sometimes I'll turn on, watch, see what's happening, if something's happening in the news. Or I'll listen to some music, but I would say 90% of the times I just when I go out, I want to be free of everything. Same thing with cutting the lawn and everything. I get out there and I'm all by myself. I don't have anybody to deal with. That's why I enjoy doing my lawn. It's kind of like a meditation thing. But I try not to let the rat race of society today get to me. But I do look at them and they're just sitting there. And then when they answer their phones on the bus, they're like talking, you know, to the next person in the next county, you know. Hey. Like I remember when back in the day, it was Saturday morning cartoons and out to play. I try not to hear my mother calling me to come back and do some chores. We'd get up on Saturday morning. Parents would sleep in, and we just get out of the house and try to get far enough to where she couldn't scream loud enough to call us back home to pull weeds or cut the bushes or paint this or yeah. And the things we did back then, you know, my parents would probably be thrown in jail today. I mean, we did things that we probably should be dead today. We did some crazy things when we were kids. Almost like sticking your finger in a light socket or something when we were kids. But nowadays they would have my parents up on charge of child abuse. I survived, believe me. Right, with the weirdos. I like that. Hey, let me tell you what. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm going to tell you what. McDonald's and Burger King and all that, Wendy's and all that, back in the day, that food was really good. Now, I just can't. To me, it's just pure crap. You know, Egg McMuffins, when they first came out, they used to fry the eggs right there. And let me change my earbud here, because this one's about ready to die. I got the other one charging. They need to come up with a battery that lasts for 100 years. But, oops. Alright, there we go. Just put one earbud in at a time. Get a 15-minute charge on it, it gives you a couple hours of time. But, yeah, they used to fry the eggs back then and fry the sausage and everything. Now they don't even use what they call egg beaters or whatever. They don't even make half of them here anyway. They're made back in a factory somewhere and they're pre-cooked. All they do is warm up your hamburgers. A lot of this stuff tastes like crap compared to when everything was made fresh. Went to McDonald's the other day, first time in months. And I asked, we had a quarter pounder, and I said, "Hey, Joan, what's up with this secret sauce? It don't taste like secret sauce anymore, and it don't hardly put, you know." You get a hamburger for 2 people and whatever, it's like $22, you know. It's just, and I take her out every once in a while. You know, I don't mind spending $50 or $60. But food prices out there are just crazy. Restaurants. I'm not a racist or anything. Hamburgers are American. And being here in Denver, I got Mexicans that live all over around me. We get along and everything. But a lot of these workers are from other countries and everything. Even from Indonesia or whatever. Would you go into an Italian restaurant if there were Chinese in there cooking the food? I go to a Chinese restaurant, they better be all Chinese back there, and they are. Great food. But a lot of these restaurants, they hire people from other countries, and that's not part of their culture, the food that they're trying to cook up and everything. We cook our tacos and make our chili, but we do it, I'm sure, not the way Mexicans would cook it. But that's just the thing. All right, there's my political statement right there. Probably going to hell for it, but the battery's very low on that. Why don't you just go off? Should have had it plugged in. All right. Halibut? Oh yeah, I love halibut. they have scams here in the U.S. They'll say it's halibut, but it's actually cod. You'd be up in. I lived up in Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont area for like 5 years. And, you know, they have halibut and they got seafood that just. They get into some of the scams to where they're saying that you're eating one fish, but you're actually eating cod. And cod is dirt cheap. Cod is really fish bait. You know, I like salmon, but it has to be good salmon. My favorite fish of all time, since I grew up down in Florida, is fish called red snapper. I just love it. And I like catfish, big catfish, deep fried. Down in New Mexico, some of them catfish, they come out and you got a little plate like that, and the catfish is like that big, a little plate. You know, like Italian, Greek, Chinese, I like all kinds of food. I have a problem with Thai food because during World War II, the American forces introduced them to peanut butter. I know, I like peanut butter, but I don't like peanut butter on my salad as part of the salad dressing. I like Indian food with curry and all that. I like all kinds of food. British food is a little wacky. To me, it is. And something I learned I've learned this a long time ago, because I kept on hearing British people say, I'm from the UK, but here in the United States, are you from England? They don't use that term. Hey, UK is where I'm from. Something to know. And when we say, are you from England? That's an American thing. And I have found that sometimes you can't tell the difference between an American and a Canadian person either. Maybe in their political view and everything, but when I was growing up, I always thought Canadians were kind of like the French-speaking, the Mountie thing or whatever. And when I got up by Canada and everything, I couldn't tell the difference between an American and a Canadian. They all spoke the same. What I like is English vocabulary. We call something here one thing and they call it something else in England. Of course, all the parts of the car, every piece of their car is a completely different name. They don't have a hood, they have a bonnet. They don't have a fender, they have a wing. They don't have a trunk, they have a boot, and there's a few other parts. So sometimes in English you can get lost in the translation. Different dialects. Alligator gar, yeah. That's down. I thought alligator gar was like a crayfish or whatever. They can bite you too. Do you hunt and eat them too? I've had alligator before. The only place I draw the lines on is Rocky Mountain oysters, and those are bull testicles. I draw the line on that because it kind of hurts. I have had cow tongue before. That's not a delicacy that we eat here in the United States. When I went to stay in Switzerland for a year, and somebody made me a sandwich. I said, "Oh, this is really good," and everything. I said to her, "I said, what is it?" She said, "Cow tongue." They eat cow brains and all that too. A lot of this food tastes good. It's just a thought. I'll try any food. I'll draw my lines on bugs. I won't eat an insect. My favorite food is Chinese. Really, it is. I go to a Chinese restaurant here that's just cat's meow. It took me a while. I've been going to them for 20 years now, almost. And there's a place on the other side that actually serves real Chinese food, not the Americanized version. And sometimes when I go to a astronomy club function or whatever, I'll stop in there, and it's filled with all Chinese people in there. It's stuff I've never even heard of. And boy, the food in there is just out of this world. But then why don't you just eat chicken then? I like it when people say it tastes like, well, why don't you just eat chicken? See, now I grew up on Southern fried chicken. My mother could cook chicken. My mother's from Colorado, and so is my dad. And my grandmother, she's Italian, and boy, I like Italian food too. I haven't seen anybody be able to beat my mother, or I love to eat, wait a second, chicken gizzards. Give me all your chicken gizzards. I'll eat them all day long. In fact, I got like 2 pounds of them up in the freezer right now, ready to be cooked. I love chicken gizzards. Cook them, and I love liver. And I like SOS, chip beef gravy. It's like last night we had corned beef and cabbage with potatoes. We love our corned beef here. Joan makes homemade soups all the time. She just made a couple today. She made homemade cheese and broccoli soup. Good. Almost ate the whole enchilada. Oh, chicken fried steak. Oh yeah. With eggs, hash browns. And then you have country fried steak. Then you have chicken fried steak. I don't know which one I like. And they have a southern thing. You guys ever put gravy on French fries? That's a southern thing. Yeah, I love it. And cornbread with all that stuff too. I like hominy grits. They're not grits, they're hominy grits. Difference. Bigger. And the Mexicans make, I can't remember what it's called, they make a soup with hominy grits. That is just out of this world. I don't like menudo. That's a Mexican soup. It tastes like dishwater to me, but that's just me. People like it. Or tripe. And you know what? Give me all your shrimp and clams and oysters. I like raw clams. I like steamed, not raw clams, raw oysters. You shouldn't really eat clams raw. I like fried or steamed clam. I like what they call, do you guys know what hush puppies are? Northern people, all it is cornmeal made into a ball. It's like fried cornmeal. And then they have a thing called, they call it up north in Massachusetts, they call it fried bread, but here they call it sopapilla. It's like a fried bread. You put the honey on it and everything, that's good. But I draw the lines on insects. I don't want to eat a scorpion or a tarantula or whatever some of these people eat. I like squid and octopus. Oh yeah. Calamari, either fried or made in a nice sauce or anything. Oh, I just love it. And you got, if you don't drink beer, see, I drink beer for the taste. That's why I like Heineken. I like to have a nice beer with it. Yeah, food is an international peacemaker. No matter who makes it or what happened to my, I guess I left my robe upstairs. It's getting a little chilly down here. Yeah, it's I don't know what it says on the live stream, but let me ask Siri here what the temperature outside is. What's the temperature outside? She didn't get that. What's the temperature outside? 39 degrees. And I always have to 39 degrees to Celsius. No. 39 degrees to Celsius. 3.9 degrees Celsius. I'm trying to learn the Celsius skill now. Yeah, we got 3 hours and 39 minutes. Now when I was in Switzerland, they had a thing called seafood pizza. It doesn't sound very good. They had mussels on there. They had scallops, clams, and shrimp, white sauce pizza. Going to these places in Switzerland, they got the brick and they're shoving the pizzas in there, brick stoves, and out of this world. Loved it. Once in a while I say, hey, let's go get a seafood pizza. They have fish tacos there. I haven't tried one. Even though I've been here, I got back here in Denver back in 2001. I've been here ever since. I had to come here for the VA hospital for treatment and everything. And plus I was born here and my family really is from Colorado. But I miss Florida. My phone is my phone still working? I guess it is. This looks like it's dark. Yeah, I get all my cable on my phone, on my computers, on my laptop, on my iPad. Comcast is made so you can watch all your channels. Let's see what Siri, what is the temperature outside in Denver? It says 42. You got 41. Oh yeah, shrimp, potatoes, and carrots. We made some double-baked potatoes the other day. That's when you bake the potato, you take everything out. You take the potato, you mix like a creamy sauce with cheese and everything, and then you stick it back into the potato and you stick it back in the oven. Oh, 50 cents. That's cheaper than Taco Bell. What's the temperature down in Texas right now? Yeah. What's the temperature up in Canada right now? It says it's still cold. Yeah. I don't think there's anything in the ocean I won't eat. Can't think of anything. Maybe blubber. Well, I'll tell you a state. Wyoming. Now that's a weird state. That's just north of us. Oh yeah, that's right, we got the Rocky Mountains here. We used to have a place up by the Continental Divide, back in the 70s. I tell you what, right now, that property that we used to have up there, and all the cabins and the lodge that was on it, we sold it years ago. I bet you it's probably going $10 million right now. Easy. We bought it from, was it Exxon? Yeah. My family bought it. Got together and bought it from Exxon. It was a piece of property with a big lake on it, and it had a lounge and a lodge and 12 cabins. And they'd send their executives there as a retreat or whatever. And we bought it for a song and a dance. Believe me, we did. And we sold it back in the late 70s. I bet you today that sucker's going probably $10 million. Not that I'm rich or anything, but I should have bought the property next door when it went foreclosure 3 years ago. Could have probably got it for a song and a dance. $77 degrees winds, 18 miles an hour. We had a couple blizzards here not too long ago. I had the C8 out there, and I just put that shower tent over it and fared through it. It just made an icicle out of the tent, you know. You know, Kenneth is in Texas, South Texas, right? Is your last name French? I don't even like to try to pronounce people's names. Can't you? I don't know how to pronounce it. Everything's big in Texas. Huge. It's an old saying, everything's big in Texas. You're 26 degrees north. I forget where I was. I was about that, maybe a little bit less in Florida. Right now I'm at 39 degrees north. And what is my astronomy program? I'll tell you. I hate having the same program for each thing, and it's something different always in something. I'm at 39 degrees north and 105 degrees west. You got the same program on all your devices, and each and every iPad, iPhone, computer. It's really not the same. You always have to hunt. I use my iPad more for astronomy stuff, and then when I come on the computer, I have to hunt through the menus. That's why he's called C&D boy. I kind of figured that one out a long time ago. It's 83. When it gets hot here, this house is kind of like an adobe type thing or whatever, so we don't have an air conditioner because it keeps pretty cool and it keeps warm during the winter. But when it gets really hot, I do what they do. We always call it people up north. Go out on the porch and sleep at night when it gets really hot. I do that a lot. Today's high was at 108. Have you all been to Arizona? I tell you what, you get out of the car, you try to run to the front door of the house and get your keys out before you get halfway, you've already melted. I spent the summer in Phoenix. Phoenix, they have to have air mist over the sidewalks, so people can walk down the sidewalk. If they didn't have them, you just melt into the sidewalk. You have to have these water mist apparatuses that shoot out a mist of water to keep you cool. You just melt. Then at night you got to put a coat on. Go figure that one. And it's not the hot or the cold during the summer that we're used to. It's a different type of cold, different type of hot. When I grew up in Florida, we only had 2 seasons, and that was summer and fall. And fall didn't last that long. So everything stayed pretty much green and, snow. What is snow, when I was growing up? I didn't see snow. Well, I was about maybe 7 or 8, maybe 10 when I first saw snow. I remember my grandmother driving us up into the mountains when I was just a little kid. There was snow on the side of the road, and we told her, "Oh, you got to stop and let us play in the snow," because we didn't know what snow was. You can have your snow. I've lived in it. I lived in New Hampshire. Lived here. I can live without snow. One thing you never want to do, and like I said, I grew up in Florida, so I grew up with the hurricanes. So I went through some pretty bad hurricanes, but back in 2000, I have a friend who has a hotel in Daytona Beach. He owns a hotel there. I was staying this summer there, and we had a hurricane coming up, and they evacuated everybody from the beach side of Daytona. They wanted everybody to go inland, and I told them, "Oh, I'll stay here with the hotel and everything. I'll never do that again." I'm surprised I survived. Believe me, I didn't sleep for a while during the hurricane. Like I said, I grew up with hurricanes, but you don't want to be having a hurricane come in and you're still on the beach side of, the land. You want to go inland. I should have went inland. Went out to his pool. We had to take all his lawn chairs and everything for people to sit on, and we put all them into the pool and everything. Didn't have any place to put them but in the water there. And after the hurricane, there were more fish in that pool than there were out in the ocean. That hurricane dumped fish all over the place. Fish get sucked up into the air, You got a 10-pound sea bass falling on your head. You worked in the zoo in Arizona. Did you do that during the winter or summertime? I used to go to the Florida Keys all the time, And I tell people, you don't want to go to the Florida Keys in June or July or May. You want to go there like in January, February, March, where it's still in the 70s, but it's not up in the 90s or the 100s. Used to go to this. They still have it. There's a big star party on one of the Keys there, and I used to give a talk every year. And that's one reason why I used to go down to the Keys. Don Ho. Is he still alive? Yeah, Arizona in the summer is not my cup of tea. It's a different climate than the rest of what you would think. It's hot and cold at the same time. Well, guys, getting to be about 12 o'clock here. Thank you for stopping by. Too bad you guys couldn't be talking too. This program that I use for live streaming, I can bring people into it, both video and audio. But maybe another time. All right. So why don't we call it a night.